Marquette, I'll have to match up the numbers, though. Didn't have the numbers on my sheet, so I'll have to go match those up yet. But I do have the numbers and the names to match up for the Blackhawks from Fort Atkinson. Dominic Klotz has it. Going to kick it up to the left side. And it's the Blackhawks in the black uniforms. 3-pointer on the way. That is no good on the shot attempt by Ehlers. And Marquette comes up with a basketball and then take it out on their baseline. Yeah, there was one team in there, a couple teams that didn't have numbers matched up, so we'll have to get that figured out yet. The Blackhawks with the basketball. Coming up with it is Nate Riddle. Spins in the lane. Good-sized guy out there, but he's got some pretty nice moves. Goes to the rack with it, gets fouled. He'll be shooting 2 free throws. No score in the ball game yet here in the first minute of action. When rims around and goes in. So the Blackhawks with the early lead in this game. And Riddle the same way. Bounces around, goes in. That's all that matters. Looks like a swish and then a steal here by the Blackhawks. Okay, some nice defense. Getting another opportunity. Riddle gets it, gets cut off. A couple guys kind of cutting off, and then he splits him anyway. I think he was going to go the other way, then goes right between him anyway and gets the bucket. Nice move there by Nate Riddle. Shot from downtown, and that is good from number 21. We'll just have to go with numbers till I get some names matched up with the numbers. Ball's tapped away. And right back in the hands of the Blackhawks. They're up 4-3. 3-point shot up. That is no good. Ball kept alive, and looks like the Hilltoppers get the rebound. So a foul called on the Blackhawks. Hilltoppers taking it out. The Hilltoppers' three-pointer from the left corner is good, nothing but net. Another steal by the Hilltoppers, looking to get control of this ball game early, and then violation called on the Hilltoppers. So it'll be Blackhawk basketball. 6-4 the lead now for the Marquette Hilltoppers. 8th grade basketball here at Fort Atkinson High School. Fort Atkinson goes up, coming up a little short on that shot. A nice drive on the right side, everything but the finish. Looked real good on that shot attempt by Finn Sullivan. And the Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League. First year in existence, and been a huge success so far. Filling up gyms at different locations. From Wisconsin Dells to Port Washington, and still shot in the lane and putting it in. Marquette Hilltoppers, another bucket. Now leading 8-4. Little shove off, I think they're going to get, and they're going to definitely call Nate Riddle with it going down that right side of the lane. Trying to get a little space as he got by the right block. It's called for the push-off. And timeout on the court back after this. Okay. Thanks to the scorekeeper, has got me up to date on matching up some names with some numbers right now. 10-4 the lead for the Marquette Hilltoppers. They've got the basketball and the lead. Trying to dribble through everybody, and that didn't quite work out. And somehow, ball gets back in the hands of Blaze O'Brien. O'Brien has it out on top. And three-point shot rims out, no good. Grabbing the rebound is Mason Banazinski. So the host team right here at Fort Atkinson High School with the basketball, but trailing now 10-4 to the Marquette Hilltoppers. A long shot up, and that one misses on the attempt. Nice gym to be very proud of. These guys, future players, be playing here on these courts. Nice facilities here at Fort Atkinson. Got up Steve Witterhack joining you today, along working with the Battle Line Films crew. Mentioned the crew here. Great job here on this Premier Buckets court. If you ever want to look into having them maybe just cover your basketball player, we'll be glad to do that, or teams. The fast break and going up and finishing at the end of that one, Blaze O'Brien. Strong-looking young man out there. We got some good speed besides, gets rewarded hustling down the court. Gets the bucket. 12-4 now, the lead for Marquette, the Hilltoppers. We got a foul on the floor. Mason Banazinski is fouled on the floor. It goes to the free throw line. So, he said he's on the floor when he got fouled, so he'll inbound on the baseline. Little has it, a nice shot in the lane and a nice finish on that one by Banazinski. Some good footwork on that shot. Lead in the hands of the Hilltoppers right now. They got the basketball, drive along that right side, and that is going to go. There's the one, there's Brandon Zolper, possibly. So there's a couple number 11s. The problem, they're both on the court right now, so that's not Zolper. That's the other. All they're written out as the tall blue short number 11. The one guy we don't know who he is out there. 14-6 the lead for the Hilltoppers. Blackhawks with the ball trying to tighten this thing up, down by 8. 8 minutes and counting down in the first half. 8th grade basketball. Nice tough shot on the left side, and that one goes in. There's Braden Ehlers with the basket. The other way, and the missed shot, so another opportunity for Blackhawks to edge back in this ball game, down by 6, 14-8. Ehlers with it, gets it back on the top. Riddle has it, goes in strong on that left side. And draws the foul, and he'll be shooting 2. Riddle 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Pretty solid. Getting the first points of the ball game from the free throw line. A chance to get his team a couple points closer. Looked good, rotation looked good, just a little too strong on that shot. I'll move some of the times up on some of the games that they had earlier today and some of the other courts. Snowy on the way in early here this morning for the morning games. The ditch that we saw, and very slippery. Some little drive coming into Fort Atkinson High School. Second free throw good. 5-point lead now for the Hilltoppers. They've got the ball. Little runner in the lane, a little too strong. Ball loose. Hilltoppers still have it. And chasing it down is Cam Schmidt. He's been flagged with it, working along the left side, but a good job cutting him off. Flag again with it around the back from the left elbow. Front of the rim, no good. And getting the rebound is Banazinski. Blackhawks with the basketball. Heading down their end of the court. Now within 5. Some nice moves. They're going to kick it out to the left side. Passing up the shot, going in strong. Getting fouled on the floor. There's a guy that looks very determined. Once he gets it, you're not going to stop him. A couple pretty good wide-shouldered, strong-looking guys out there with Banazinski out there along with Nate Riddle. Riddle will sit down right now, but Banazinski draws another foul on the Hilltoppers, and he's going to get it down along that left block. And looks like the ball was just knocked out of bounds. No foul on that, but they had him double-teamed, kind of sandwiched over by that right block. Going to get into Banazinski inside. He wants it in there, and that one no good off the edge of the rim, but he wants it. He's going to find a way to either draw a foul, but he didn't that time. Misses the shot. He's going to miss everything, and Banazinski just grabs the rebound. 3-point lead only now for the Hilltoppers. And going in, and that one's going to miss on the shot attempt. Hilltoppers come up with a rebound. They're going to look streaking down the court. That's going to get blocked. Nice block there by Drew Hill. The shot from the corner. It's up, and that one hung there for a little while, but ended up falling off the rim. Here comes the Hilltoppers, heading the other way with it. It'll be out of bounds. A couple of players that weren't listed even on the program for the official scorekeeper here. So there's a 44 and there's a second, number 11. Well, usually when that happens to me, that means that player's going to score a lot of points because you have no name to tie on to that person that just scored the points. Flagg throws up a 3. Front of the rim, no good. Getting the rebound, Drew Hill. Also bring it up now for the Blackhawks. Why not? Nobody's going to cover me. I'm going to go up and I'm going to drain a 3-point basket. That's Berkeley Keller getting his first points of the basketball game. Pretty good doing it. And the ball is just tossed out of bounds by the Hilltoppers. And just a 2-point lead now by the Hilltoppers. 3 new players coming in for Marquette. Clinging on to that 2-point lead. And ball back in the hands of the Blackhawks, and they have an opportunity to either tie or get the lead this trip down. It's been a tough one. Luckily, probably for the Blackhawks, that got knocked out of bounds because they had a pretty, well, not a great angle trying to get it into the block on that right side. A little handoff, a little give and go from the inbounder. Just couldn't quite get a handle on the ball. The Hilltoppers got a little hand to kind of disrupt that a little bit, and then trying to gather it as Riddle again, and just couldn't quite do it, and it just goes out of bounds. Hilltopper basketball. Plays in the lane, and he's going to end up being maybe consider a kick ball possibly on that one. Going to remain Hilltopper basketball. Hilltoppers with a 2-point lead, 14-12 over the host Fort Atkinson team. Try to get in there, almost jumping the pass, but still ends up getting into Blaze. A little pivot moves around a couple times, and he gets a chance to shoot, but misses, and here come the Blackhawks again with another opportunity. Maybe take the lead this trip down. A little hand checking going on, and it looks like Cam Schmidt's going to get called for the foul. And this is 8th grade basketball. In the white jerseys out there, the Marquette Hilltoppers, and the black jerseys, Fort Atkinson. Oh, got a good job controlling that ball. A little off the mark, but he chases it down. Now he's working against Flagg. Very physical out there. Takes it up hard. And Flagg ends up changing the shot and throws it up the court. Hilltoppers on the run right now with the ball down to their end of the court. Flagg one bounce, gives up his dribble, gives it back into Blaze. Just inside 3-point range. Looks like they're giving us that 3-point basket, they say. Shot put in by Zane Azalang. Straightaway three now for the Blackhawks is no good. Ripping down the rebound is Blaze. Coming down out of control and coming up with another Blackhawks. So it's a little sloppy here once in a while, but a little 16-12 ball game in favor of the Hilltoppers. That one tapped away, but chased down, and then stepping in front of the pass, hauling it into Zane Azaline. This little feed inside to O'Brien, and he's going to miss. Comes up a little strong, and waiting on the other side of that one, the other number 11. Got a timeout on the court. Back after this from Fort Atkinson High School.
Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League Premier Court games can be viewed on YouTube at WPYBL and Battleline Films. View more video content from each tournament on the channels and visit WPYBL.com to order your individual and team highlight films from the season, official Premier League clothing, tournament information, and more.
Welcome back to Fort Atkinson High School. Timeout taken. A 6-point lead now by the Marquette Hilltoppers. For the host, Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. They've got the ball trying to tighten this thing up again. Finn Sullivan brings it up, dribbles down the right side of the court, gets cut off. Nice defense by the Hilltoppers. Especially Zane Azaline on that one. Here's a three-point shot from the left side. That's way too strong. And Hilltoppers come up with it. O'Brien pushes it up now for the Hilltoppers. A nice find, Flag finding 11 under the basket. He puts it in. And point for the Hilltoppers now. They opened up an 8-point lead, 20-12. Blackhawks with the basketball. Sullivan has it along the right side. For someone to get it to. Yeah, three-point shot from the left corner. That one comes up a little short. O'Brien gets the rebound and gives over to Flag to bring up the court. Another nice feed and finding some nice passes to him inside is number 11. Again for the Hilltoppers, the other number 11. Blackhawks get it inside, but they trail by 10 now, just like that. Well, what was a close game, 2-point game. Now a 10-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Banazinski gets it, gets cut off. Chasing it down and getting it and draining a three-point basket is Nate Riddle. Almost got away from him, chased it down. As soon as he got it, he launched one up, and it was nothing but net. O'Brien from the right corner. Back of the rim, no good. Flag gets the rebound, gets surrounded by a bunch of the Blackhawks. Pull a 5-footer in front of the rim, no good. And coming up with the rebound is Riddle. Blackhawks want to keep chipping away here. Down by 7, 22-15. Under 1 minute to play here in the first half. A nice attempt for a feed in there, but good job by Banazinski to get control of a three-point shot on the way front of the rim, no good. And going all by himself to the basket is the other number 11. That was 6 points. Like I said, you just don't. If I don't have a name for somebody, that will be their lead scorer. That one comes up short, and 11 again with the rebound. We'll see if we can get that fixed at halftime. Play goes in strong, kind of gets bumped a little bit towards the sideline, but stays in the hands of the Hilltoppers. O'Brien goes to the rack with it and puts it in. Determined move to the basket for Blaze O'Brien. This team up by 11 now, 26-15 with 7 seconds left. Riddle gets it, comes up short, loses control of it, then came up short of the shot. O'Brien's going to launch on up from half court. Back of the rim, no good. And your halftime score is Marquette Hilltoppers leading 26-15 over Fort Atkinson. Back in just a bit to Fort Atkinson.
Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League Premier Court games can be viewed on YouTube at WPYBL and Battleline Films. View more video content from each tournament on the channels and visit WPYBL.com to order your individual and team highlight films from the season, official Premier League clothing, tournament information, and more.
This is absurd. I just need to know which one of you is going to fix this.
Hey, don't look at me. Everything was fine until the electrician got here.
No way. I had everything under control until the plumber showed up.
Oh, hey, babe. You need anything?
Just go upstairs, Ed.
Tired of the blame game? Call Cardinal, your one-stop shop for heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Hey, welcome back to Fort Atkinson High School. I'm Steve Witterhack. We did get a name on number 11 who had some nice baskets here in the first half. Two number 11s, and he actually is one of the younger players that plays for the younger team, but they brought him up to play with this team. So it's Elliot Campwell is the 11 that we've just had to, we just called him tall number 11, but now he's got a name, Elliot Campwell, who had himself a nice first half, 6 points. 26-15, the lead now for Marquette. The Hilltoppers over the Blackhawks of Fort Atkinson, and Blackhawks get the basketball first here in the second half, but they've got some work to do down by 11. Riddle has it, a little crossover dribble, kicks it off to the left side. And thanks for joining us here at the Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League, going to different sites throughout the state. Been to the Wisconsin Dells. I've been to Milwaukee. Riddle shoots one from the right corner, and that one is no good. Ball's knocked out of bounds. It'll remain with the Blackhawks. Yeah, do a good job. A ton of teams that are involved in this. And a nice job by Mike Now and Dan Damask and Dave Richter. They created this league, and it's been hugely successful. And they really do have some of the best, if not the best teams in the state are playing in this league. Even on this snowy Saturday, everybody making the trip. Riddle goes up, the ball gets blocked by O'Brien. Yeah, I think we got a foul call. Yeah, they're going to go report right now with the number. So there's going to be some free throws. Riddle going to the free throw line where he is 3 for 4 in the ball game so far. Nate Riddle at the line. Got about 8 points in the ball game so far. These are just sounds about right statistics. I was running around chasing some names and putting some numbers with some names here to get things going. There's a few other games I got coming up on my sheets. I got 6 games to do all together. We got one in. This is the second game that I've been here for. This is the 8th game that has been done here in the Premier Court here at Fort Atkinson High School. One spills off the left side of the rim, but going and ripping down the rebound and getting it to the big guy that was coming in the other side, Banazinski. But good battle there by Braden Ehlers to get the ball. Gets the assist on that and finds Banazinski. Once he gets it, he's always with a nose for the basket. Still an 8-point lead for the Hilltoppers. 3-point shot from the left side is a little too strong. And coming out the rebound is Banazinski. They'll give it to Riddle to bring it up now for the Blackhawks. Kicks it out the right side. Going in strong. So he's a very physical player up there and maybe drawing the foul. Nice job, I tell you. He just kind of sets that jaw of his and he's ready to find a way to get to the basket. You might not want to get in his way. A big fella out there with Mason Banazinski, but he's got some moves. He's going to be in a big fullback possibly. Linebacker on the football team. Riddle again making some space, shoots it a little too strong. And the ball ends up going out of bounds. It'll remain Blackhawk basketball. Trying to tighten things up here in an 8-point deficit for the Blackhawks at this time. 2 other courts going on in this huge, beautiful facility that they have at Fort Atkinson High School. Something to be proud of here in the town. Like they have a sign up there, and they've had this for years. They tied into AC/DC, their logo, and they've got the FA and the HS looking like the same kind of script that they have on the AC/DC logo, and they said back in black. Nice steal, heading the other way with it, and putting it in, finishing is the other guy. We don't have his name yet, number 44. Good steal, though, and finishes on the other end. Got some pretty good wheels. Banazinski gets cut off. They got to try by committee, half the team to try to get out there, but Riddle gets it outside, and he buries a 3-point basket. Nate Riddle with a 3-point shot. Gets his team back within 7 now, 28-21. Ethan Flagg has it. He's going to flick the ball over to his teammate. Drive on the right side, hits the side of the backboard, and Riddle comes up with it, a race to the basket now and goes up. Nice looking attempt there. And a nice little rebound and putting it in. A nice job by Dominic Klotz. Gets it and lets the defenders go by and finishes on the putback. Klotz getting his first points of the ball game. Has his team within 5 now, 28-23. And the Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League showcasing the top basketball programs in the state from 4th grade to 8th grade. A lot of great players, even on the younger in the 4th and 5th grade courts throughout the morning here. I was here early to watch some Waupun basketball because I have a grandson on the team. There are some very young players that are very good players and very skilled at this age already at 4th grade. But now we got the oldest ones in the league, the 8th graders on the court right now. Flagg goes up. That one bounces around a few times, and Banazinski ends up with a rebound. And another opportunity for the Blackhawks to tighten things up even more with the basketball trailing by 5. Banazinski gets it, and it's that the defender kind of flies by a little bit, and he just goes right to the rack with it and puts it in. He has his team back within 3 now, 28-25 in favor of the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers with the ball, trying to get a little gap, and good job by Riddle to get down to the floor, get dirty, and get the ball. He gets a tap back to him, and he's going to bring it up now for the Blackhawks. Guarded by Flagg. And Nate Riddle with it. Blackhawks with the ball, trying to tie this thing up, possibly this trip down the court. Banazinski goes up and does a great job clearing everybody out, then using that pivot and going right up on the right side. Man's move there by Mason Banazinski. And then the ball off the Hilltoppers. This time a chance for the Blackhawks to take the lead. They're only down by 1, 28-27. 9:19 left in the ball game. They were down by as many as right around 10 points or so in this game, and they've got themselves just a point back right now, trailing by 1. Riddle's going to throw up a 3, and that one comes up just short. And getting the rebound is Campwell. Flake passes it down to O'Brien, goes strong on the right side. And Campbell throws up a 3. That is no good. Riddle gets the rebound, pushes it up court. Coming up along the right side is Braden Ehlers. And gets called for the travel. Get some hands kind of reaching in as he was going in, and that kind of threw him off a bit. It's called for the travel. Got ourselves a ball game here with the Hilltoppers bringing it up, and they have the lead by 1 only, 28-27. Out on top with it is Zane Azaline. Good job by the Blackhawks preventing Campwell from getting in. Now he's got it in down by where he kind of wanted. He kind of showed, I want it down here, just inside the right block, and he got it and finished. Blackhawks now down by 3, 30-27. They do get it to Banazinski. Looked like it was going to get taken away, but he said, no, I'm going to take that from you, Zane. Zane has the line. And Banazinski with another hardcore basket inside. Gets his team back within 1. Campwell gets it back on the top to O'Brien. Oliver Vazelka with it, and it's going to get, O'Brien saves it, but right in the hands of Riddle. Bringing it up now for the Blackhawks. Crossover dribble pass Flagg, goes up, puts it in, and just like that, the Blackhawks have the lead, 31-30. Nice job by the big guy up there, bringing a crossover dribble pass Flagg, and goes to the rack to finish. Blackhawks leading now, 31-30. But Flagg powers it in down on the other side, and in his face, and he puts it in. Lead back in the hands of the Hilltoppers. Tough little shot, tough angle, and that one's going to miss on the a pretty nice drive. Just didn't finish at the end for Ehlers. Bryant tries to pass it, and Riddle deflects the ball back in the hands of the Blackhawks. It looks like Riddle getting a little winded out there, but need him out there right now. Does a good job with both ball handling, taking it inside and shoot from downtown. And a strong move to the basket. Everything he does is a nice hardcore move. Banazinski, Mason goes up, gets fouled. And we've got a timeout on the court. Back after this. We'll be back to Fort Atkinson High School right after this.
Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League Premier Court games can be viewed on YouTube at WPYBL and Battleline Films. View more video content from each tournament on the channels and visit WPYBL.com to order your individual and team highlight films from the season, official Premier League clothing, tournament information, and more.
Yeah, thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Steve Winterhack, and got a really nice game going right now. Looks like the Hilltoppers are going to run away with this thing. They're up by double figures, and now an opportunity at the free throw line for the Blackhawks from Fort Atkinson, Mason Banazinski, to go up to the free throw line and see if he can maybe put his team ahead. Trailing 32-31. First free throw is good. We are tied now at 32 apiece. Mason, a hardcore player in there. He gets it, man. Goes with a vengeance towards the basket, just attacks it. Next free throw also nothing but net for Banazinski. Has his team leading now 33-32. Hilltoppers with the basketball, finding themselves behind now. Flagg, a little crossover dribble, a little hesitation move, and Brings it right to the rim and puts it in. He's the one that answered right away before. Ethan Flagg. His team got down. He answered right away to put his team back out on top and did it again. For Atkinson with the ball, but trailing by 1 this trip down. Riddle gets it and has that nice lane right to the basket. Oh, can't get it to go, but he gets fouled on his way to the basket. And we'll see if he can put his team ahead at the free throw line just like Banazinski did just a few minutes ago. Nice strong move, good recognition as the defender went by and didn't hesitate a second to go right to the hole with it. A lot of these guys at such a young age, a good basketball sense. Of course, a lot of these guys could be on a varsity basketball court, some of these guys next year. 8th grade basketball going on. Called a lot of games for Radio Plus Sports, and you run across some really nice freshmen. I'm from Waupunah. We had Marcus Damas there, and Dan, his dad, is one of the guys that started this league. And yeah, Marcus, I saw him many of his games those 4 years in Waupunah. Very fortunate to see him bring a state title home for the first time for Waupunah with his team that he was on back in 2016, and state runner-up in 2019. Hilltoppers with the ball and a 1-point lead. Flagg has it out on top. Working and, boy, nice moves. Faking right, faking left, spins in and gets it to go with the left hand. That's some advanced stuff there from Ethan Flagg. Now a 3-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Fort Atkinson with the ball, passing up the 3 look. Drew Hill, but gets it over to Riddle, and he'll miss a 3-point shot. Coming up with it is Zane Azaline. Flagg making his presence known the last few, just kind of lowers his shoulder to head toward the basket. No call either way. And Fort Atkinson has the basketball. Here's a 3-point shot, comes up short. Getting the rebound, Drew Hill. Reset now for the Blackhawks. Riddle getting bumped a little bit by Flagg and streaks in on that left side. What a nice move there by the big guy, Nate Riddle. Great body control. Really great job. Kind of have him out at point quite a bit, and he doesn't hesitate if he sees Olsen. Then he goes up to try to block the shot by Campwell, who came in, and it's going to be a foul on the Blackhawks of Fort Atkinson. First free throw by Campwell is a little too strong. Back of the rim, no good. Yeah, nice battle going on here on this court. We got a nice game coming up next. Our next game that we'll be bringing, you will have the Holman Vikings taking on the Wisconsin Lutheran Vikings. Both those free throws no good. Riddle grabs a rebound with his team down by 1. Another big opportunity for the Blackhawks to take the lead in this ballgame. They've had it a few times lately, but usually that's erased within just a few minutes. A nice defensive play, but the Blackhawks do get it back. Stole it for about not even a full second. So Nate Riddle with it out on top. That one gets tapped away. Nice defense there by Zane Azaline disrupting that pass, but it'll remain Blackhawk basketball. Uh-oh. Banazinski with it, gets over to Riddle. The big guys in the same area of the court. Blackhawks looking to try to get the lead back, trailing by 1, 36-35. Now this next, definitely, even if you're not tuning in to watch that specifically right now, watching this game, you might want to watch the next game. It's got, I think, some real big future star players on both the teams, with Holman taking on Wisconsin Lutheran. Flagg has it on the right side. He's got a nose for the basket right now. He's going to back off this trip down the court. O'Brien has it. Cross-court pass over in the hands of Zane. Comes in on the left side over it, lays it. Still a 1-point lead for the Hilltoppers, 3:25 and counting down in the ball game. And that's taken away. Campwell takes it away. Takes it on the right side. Nice pass on the left side of the basket. Good job by Campwell to find his teammate. And it's a basket for the Hilltoppers, now opening it back up a 3-point lead. And Azaline gets that basket to put his team up by 3. 38-35, just under 3 to play. So clock stopped right now. Some replacement players coming in with just under 3 to play here in the ball game. Blackhawks doing what they can to do a good job coming back in this ball game when they're down by double figures. Had a couple leads even, just for briefly. Riddle gets it. Back to Riddle, a little give and go action. We're going to have out back on top. Riddle's going to throw up another 3. Comes up short, flag with the rebound. Hilltoppers with the ball and a 3-point lead in this game. This Flake kind of bounces off from a Riddle, but a little too strong off the glass on his shot attempt. The Blackhawks just hanging around down by 3. So taken out of the corner is Finn Sullivan. All the way Irish on that, and then Coach not happy with what he's seeing on the court right now. We'll take a timeout. Back after this. Back to Fort Atkinson right after this.
Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League Premier Court games can be viewed on YouTube at WPYBL and Battleline Films. View more video content from each tournament on the channels and visit WPYBL.com to order your individual and team highlight films from the season, official Premier League clothing, tournament information, and more.
And again, thanks for joining us on this Saturday. Another one of the locations for the Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League in Fort Atkinson. We got a great game finishing up here. 1:45 and counting down to the game. Blackhawks trailing by 3, 38-35 to the Hilltoppers of Marquette. It's going to be a reach-in foul as the Blackhawks are trying to take it inside. That was Dominic Klotz on his drive in and ends up getting the ball knocked away, but also they got a little wrist on it, so you follow the Blackhawks. 1:33 left. Riddle gets it inside. Matazinski gets it. That's going to come up well short, and O'Brien gets the rebound. Here comes Flagg with it. Crosses half court along the left side. 1:18, and give me a foul as Flagg headed towards the rim with it. A nice move to the basket, but luckily for the Blackhawks, they grabbed him or had a little foul on his wrist as he passes by. So no basket, but it still remains in the hands of the Hilltoppers with 1:16 left in that 3-point lead. O'Brien has it back over to Campwell. Ethan Flagg with it, gives it back over to O'Brien. Just looking to run some clock off right now with that 3-point lead. 1 minute left and counting down in the game. Well, it gets knocked out of bounds. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Finn Sullivan. Kind of the old Olay play, and you wrap around the back and try to knock it away. And so catching some arm on that one. Yeah, like I said, even if you're not a fan or have family on this next game coming up, you might want to stick around for this one. There's a lot of future star players and probably maybe some college players that'll be playing at the next level. We got a timeout on the court. We'll do the same back in just a minute. Back to Fort Atkinson High School.
Wisconsin Premier Youth Basketball League Premier Court games can be viewed on YouTube at WPYBL and Battleline Films. View more video content from each tournament on the channels and visit WPYBL.com to order your individual and team highlight films from the season, official Premier League clothing, tournament information, and more.
Okay, we are back at Fort Atkinson High School. Steve Witterhack with you, and right now only a three-point game, and Riddle gets a steal going into the right side, gathers himself, kicks it back out on top. 45 seconds to go, and Fort Atkinson trying to at least tie this thing up, maybe get a couple points closer this trip down the court. Ball down to the corner, three-point shot is up, and it is good from the left corner by Dominic Klotz. We are tied now at 38 apiece. Hilltoppers with the basketball. Great job by the Blackhawks just to stay in the same time zone, and the ball's thrown out of bounds. O'Brien trying to find his teammate over on that right side that cut towards the basket at the same time. And now the Blackhawks with an opportunity to get the lead again. They've had it a few times, though, not often in this ball game. 38 apiece, 20 seconds and counting down here in this ball game. Riddle gets it. He's being hounded right now by O'Brien. And still gets it and somehow gets it to the rim, but comes up a little too strong in that shot. And wow, running the other way, releasing Brandon Zolper. Releases early and gets a nice pass from O'Brien right on the money. Not an easy shot. He finishes and gets fouled, trying to make it a three-point gap again between them and the Blackhawks. Very athletic basket at the end of that one. Nice throw, too, by O'Brien. Getting over the top of one of the defenders to get it there. Zolper with a free throw. That is no good. We're down to 7 seconds left, and that's going to go off the hands of Riddle. He had it for a second there, and off his hands with 5.5 seconds left. Another timeout back after this at Fort Atkinson.
Need to know which one of you is going to fix this.
Everything was fine until the electrician got here.
I had everything under control until the plumber showed up.
Oh, hey, babe. You need anything?
Just go upstairs, Ed.
Call Cardinal today for professional service you can count on.
And thanks for joining us. Exciting ball game, 40-38 now in favor of the Hilltoppers. They've got the basketball. Chance there for Fort Atkinson to grab it with 7 seconds left, but that goes off the hands of Nate Riddle, who's had a monster game for the Blackhawks. But ball back in the hands of the Hilltoppers. They've got it underneath their own basket, and they've got a 2-point lead with 5.5 seconds left. Zolper will inbound now for the Hilltoppers. Need a steal right away from the Blackhawks, and now O'Brien is going to get it. This is the shot, and the clock is going to run out, and a 2-point victory for the Marquette Hilltoppers. Exciting ball game in 8th grade basketball. So your final score is the Hilltoppers 40 and 38 points for the Fort Atkinson Blackhawks. If you want to watch another exciting game, we've got that coming up next. We've got another 8th grade battle. It'll be Holman against Wisconsin Lutheran. Should be a great game. This has been, again, Wisconsin Premier League youth basketball here on the court of Ford Atkinson High School. Talk to you in a little bit if you're going to join us for the next game. Thanks for joining us.